This life like we live is a blessing for me. Today you just be your mate. Cause I'm having a wonderful day. Hey, hey, I'm having a wonderful day. This life like we live is a blessing for me. Today you just be your mate. Cause I'm having a wonderful day. Hey, hey. Welcome, good people. Welcome, Moroccan Moors. And welcome to my people who still acknowledging themselves as Black. Welcome to Live at 5, presented by Peep Game TV. As usual, start off with our mission, which is to uplift fallen humanity, one person, one family, one neighborhood, one city, one state at a time. My main man, 100 grand, Big Muz, is still unavailable. I'm not sure whether he's going to come back or not. Hopefully he does. Hopefully he's just busy right now. But want to wait a little bit and hopefully, until we get a little bit more people. But meanwhile, I want to talk about a letter that George Washington wrote to the Sultan, aka the Emperor of Morocco, to let you guys know that basically without Morocco acknowledging America and the Sultan at the time, Muhammad, giving George Washington and the Americans the opportunity to stay in the land of the Moroccan Empire, there would be no America. Remember, America was formed as 13 colonies. It was formed by individuals who were connected to Britain. So these individuals were British. So they came here and they formed a land, a state, a government, and they had the permission of the Sultan at that time. And the Sultan at that time made it possible for the Americans to share the land with the Moors. By sharing the land with the Moors, and the Moors being Moroccan subjects in the Moroccan Empire, it allowed America to be able to coexist with the Moors. Now, what happened through all that time, now that, as I said the other day, there's the Moroccan Empire in 1956, the Sultan relinquished his power of being the Sultan. So therefore, after the Sultan relinquished his power of being the Sultan and became the king of Morocco, then the Empire of Morocco was without any government. The Empire of Morocco had no government. Now, what made it difficult for the Empire of Morocco to be reestablished was the fact that those who are descendants of Moroccan Moors do not or did not know who they were. Their history was erased by being called Negroes, slaves, African Americans, people of color, and descendants of Africans, as well as aliens. All of these names were given to the Moroccan Moors, which caused the Moroccan Moors to not know who they were. By not knowing who we were unable to reestablish a government. Therefore, we were placed in an inferior position to be governed by those whom came to the empire of Morocco for sanctity or to get a new start. We became their subjects. We became overpowered by the United States government. And our land was then called America. And once our land was called America, we were called Americans. And then we were called Black, slaves, African Americans. And this is why it took so long to start to reestablish a government, because we didn't know who we were. Now that we know who we are, it's our duty, it's our obligation to reestablish who we are, to reestablish ourselves by relinquishing the title that was given us that separates us not only in this country, the land of the Moroccan Empire that is being reestablished, but it separates us from our brothers and sisters all across the world. We of darker complexion or people of color or black people, if you want to call us that, that has caused us more hardship than good. And many people are still holding on to it and not ready to let it go. And at the end of the day, any of you who hold on to it or not ready to let it go, all you have to do is just examine just what you see and what you hear around you when it comes to us as a people using that title as a so-called nationality, using black as a nationality. My up unrelenting duty is to make is to not make is to show people and help people to understand, to help us understand that who we are and why we've been called African Americans and blacks and all of that, to make all of that clear so that we know why it's been used and the technique behind it being used has kept us at a disadvantage. The whole technique of saying that we've been disenfranchised because of the color of our skin is the illusion or the game that has been played on us to make us believe that the discrimination that comes from individuals was initiated because of our skin color. Now, due to the way it has been designed when it comes to black and white, now it actually happens. Now, by acknowledging ourselves as black, we open the door for the racist mentality because it has been embedded in the United States government as well as America. Racism has been the foundation of how the colonists has been able to continue to keep us colonized. Look the word up, colonize. Look up colonization. Look those words up for yourself. You don't have to believe me. Believe your eyes. What has been going on with us is it's far too long that it's been going on. And at the end of the day, what we must do in order to reestablish ourselves is to accept some of the responsibility of now knowing that it's up to us to change what we're calling ourselves. I was just as comfortable as calling myself black as anybody else. I was truly comfortable with being black, and it was black power and blacks together. But when you really look at it, when you really look at every time I would have conversations about black people, it would always be what we need to change, what we need to work on. And at the end of the day, the things that we need to work on, they're things that we as a people can do on our own. However, there are other things that are being done to us based on us accepting that title of being black. This is a mindset that people have that we won't be able to change, that the way that people perceive black people. Because if you look that up, if you look it up, it leads to slavery. It leads to being a people who was conquered and didn't fight back. That's what it leads to. And many of the reason I believe why many of us feel the way we feel is because we've brought into that hook, line, and sinker that we were brought here. So therefore, if we were brought here, this is not our land, so it don't belong to us. So therefore, everything that happens to us and everything that's going on around us is supposed to be going on or supposed to be happening because this is not our land. We're supposed to be going back to Africa, to our land, and that's not true. This is our land. This is the land of Morocco. And we are reestablishing the 50 states to make the United States of Morocco, and then reestablish the empire of Morocco. I speak on this because I believe it's important to all the other things that we are battling, all the other things that we want to change, and all the other things that we want to do starts with us accepting ourselves as who our ancestors truly were. Then we can actually do research on who we are, and we can stop allowing people to start telling. First of all, we could get rid of the Black History Month. We what do you need a month of his Black history when their history is every day? And when we look up Black history, what do we find? We don't find that we battled with Spain. We don't find that we fought and we owned the entire globe. We don't find that. We don't find that information. Why? Why don't we find that information? We don't find that information because it was deliberately done to us to wipe our minds by calling us outside of who we were so that we would never be able to get into a position to reestablish ourselves in a manner that we would be able to govern ourselves. If you don't know who you are, you don't know that you are capable or that you have the right to govern yourself. Why? At the end of the day, as an American, what benefits did we actually have? Okay, you go to work. You go to work 8 hours, 8 hours a day, normally 40 hours a week, and you get federal tax taken out, you get state tax taken out, you get taxes taken out when you go to the store, you get taxes taken out from if you pay a mortgage or if you buy a car, everything you're taxed for by a government that was put above your government because at the time your government had empty seats because we didn't know who we were. So how can we fill the seats by not knowing who we were? This is the whole game that has been played on us so that we continue to unknowingly commit ourselves to being conquered and governed by an outside force. And when it comes down to being governed by an outside force, we don't have any say so about how the laws are set up, nor do we have any say so when it comes to writing the laws or enforcing the laws. This is why it's so important that we realize who we are and realize who we're not and start claiming who we are rather than who we've been claiming ourselves to be, because it's been putting us at a disadvantage. We've been at a disadvantage because of who we've been claiming and who we've been looking at ourselves to be, while all along we had power to change the things that we've been asking somebody else to change. And when you hear people saying, we got to go and ask the white man or we got to go and ask the government, no, it's not about that, because only black people have to battle with white people. But Moroccan Moors get to deal with the United States government. We don't, our battle is not with white people. Black and white battle, that's the game that America has set up to keep us on the level of where we've been for over 200 years. And now it's 2024, and there are many other countries who have fought for their freedom of independence, and now they are a state representing themselves. Let's look at it like this, people. Whenever you set up your constitution, you're going to pledge your allegiance to your constitution. You're going to pledge your allegiance to being a Moroccan Moor. That's how you become a Moroccan Moor, because in your constitution, it will put your nationality and it will put the land that you reside in. That's how you will know and be able to claim a Moroccan Moor. And anytime, just look at in the beginning, most of us when we were young, what do we pledge our allegiance to? We pledged our allegiance to the United States of America, to the republic of which it stands, so forth and so on. And even when you are a part of something, you pledge your allegiance to these things. Even as a Muslim, I pledge my allegiance to Islam. I bear witness that there was no God but Allah and that Muhammad was his prophet. And as a Christian, you pledge your allegiance that Jesus Christ is the Son of God, and that, if you accept him, you will have everlasting life. So you pledge your allegiance to certain things. So why not pledge your allegiance to your nationality? Pledge your allegiance to who your ancestors were. This is incumbent. I want you guys to, go and check out the Impact Study Sessions. If it's on YouTube. Go to Impact Study Session, start with one and keep going. Or you could go to my Facebook page, Peep Game TV, live at 5, and you could go to 132 and you can look at that and you can get more information. I'm giving you the overall concept of why it's necessary for us to do what we're striving to do. This is not, for me, this is not a movement, because anytime us as black, so-called black people have a movement, it dies. It dies. It falls to the wayside. This is a cultural revolution for liberation, to be liberated from being governmental enslaved, based by the government, based by being limited because we are not able to connect in a manner where we've been treated equally. We all know that our goal has always been to be treated equally. We fought for that. Many of our people died for that. So why should we keep fighting and asking a government to change when we have the ability, and now we have the understanding and knowledge and the right to reestablish our own, government? At this point, what state are you guys in? put your states in. I want to know what states the viewers are in, and kind of see if some of you are already in Moroccan states, and just to know, because at the end of the day, this is a responsibility that falls on all of us. I've taken on this responsibility on 5 days a week to speak to you guys about statehood, about reestablishing, about liberating ourselves from being overpowered by other people who don't have our best intentions at heart. We know this. This is not something any time you can watch, you can stroll down YouTube, you can go on Instagram, you can go on pretty much anything, and you'll hear people talking about Black people being disenfranchised in one way or another. Even the most wealthiest people in the country that go under the name of being Black still talk about being disenfranchised. So if that's the problem, if it's just about being Black that's causing us to be disenfranchised, then why would we want to continue to call ourselves Black when we know our nationality now? When we know who we are? Black is a description. It describes our skin color. And to be honest, as I said, none of us is really Black. This is Black. None of us is really Black, but it's just something that we've been using and then we've been accustomed to using. However, it comes with its own stipulation. It has its own ideology that no matter how much we want to control it, we're unable to control that ideology and how it follows us and how it carries us, even though we have individuals who acknowledge themselves as Black, who are dynamic, who are spectacular. We have those individuals. However, when I talk about Black, I talk about as a whole. I talk about us as a people. I don't speak about the individuals who are exceedingly uh, above average with what they've accomplished in life. I don't speak about those people. I speak about the individuals, the everyday working people who are struggling, who are trying to find a way to keep their head above water every day. And you wonder, when is the relief going to come, or how is the relief going to come? And we're going to have to bring that relief, because there's only us who care about us. We've had dealings with people all over the world. We have our people that look like us all over the world. And in the majority of the places where they are at, they're in the same condition or worse conditions than we are. Why? Because someone else is governing them, someone else is controlling their destiny, someone else is using all the resources of the land and charging them to stay on the land. This and when we reestablished the Moroccan Empire, all of those people from all other countries can come under the banner of being a Moroccan Moor. Anybody who acknowledges themselves as Black, person of color, African American or African, and they can identify as Black, those are the people that I'm talking to. I'm talking to them, even whether you're Latino, whatever you are. If you have been called Black or be acknowledged as Black, I'm talking to you. I'm saying to you, you are a Moroccan Moor, and Black is something. Hey, hey, what's up? What's up, Jamil? Peace, peace. I'm saying to you that you are a Moroccan Moor, and Black has been used to confuse and to cause us to be misused and abused. That's what Black has been used for. It hasn't been used to unite us. We be under the illusion that it's been used to unite us. If that was the case, Why aren't we in a better condition as a whole, not as individuals, but as a whole, as a people? Why aren't we the ones who are writing the laws? Why aren't we the ones who are collecting taxes? Why aren't we? Because we are not claiming our rightful place in our rightful land, and we're being played, we're being gamed on by being locked in to calling ourselves even Indians. That was another thing that they used to separate us. Because remember, Indians are under America's jurisdiction. Right now, we talking jurisdiction as well as being able to, which would you want to be? Would you want to be the one who is making the laws and enforcing the laws, or the one who the laws are being enforced on? And as Moroccan Moors, we have that ability to be the one making the laws and enforcing the laws. But as Black people, as African Americans, as Indians, as Moorish Americans, as people of color, we don't have that right. Why? And I explained to you on several occasions. Why? Because there's documentation, there's treaties that have been signed and ratified and promulgated by America and other countries that recognize who we are. Do you ever wonder why sometimes when you meet people from other countries, they ask you, who are you or what are you? A lot of other people know that we are Moors and we don't know. And a lot of times we be disenfranchised or disrespected because people looking at us like we slow. They're looking at us like, man, you don't know who you are. You walking around here blind. You walking around here thinking that you're Black and you're not, and you're a Moroccan Moor. What's wrong with you? This is what people probably say in their minds. So let's start claiming who we are. That's the start. Then you start find out what state you're in and find out, have your state been reestablished as a Moroccan state? And then we start working on that. We go to the Wazir Regional Council and start putting the states together. I need your help. I need all of you who are viewing this. I can't do it alone, because if I could, I would. And it takes all of us. We talk about Black people uniting, then how do we unite? We can unite as Moroccan Moors. If we want to unite, let's unite, Black people, but let's unite under who we truly are. Let's come together and be able to have 50 states where we can bring all 50 states together to support us under our government, under our guidance, under our power. We write the laws and put the laws together. Why shouldn't we? Why won't we? Only thing stopping us, remember, as Moroccan Moors, we don't have to ask the government for anything. As Americans, we do. As Indians, we do. As any other label other than a Moroccan Moor, we have to ask the government's permission. We have to ask America's permission for certain things. How many times have you guys ran to your mayor, ran to your council people, wrote letters to your Congress people, wrote letters to the government, and when did it get answered? I mean, we talk about high incarceration, we talk about crime, we talk about poverty, we talk about unfair wages when it comes to working. All of these things we talk about as Black people, but all we be able to do as Black people is talk about it. Because why? We don't have the political power as Black people to do anything about it. I'm just being real. I'm not trying to say or make you feel any kind of way. But as a Moroccan Moor, you have some authority. Why? Because you're not recognizing yourself as something that was put on top of you. You're recognizing yourself as who they've been hiding from you. They've been hiding this. America and the United States have been hiding our identity by forcing us to believe that we were brought here from Africa. That's the first lie. They told us they brought us here from Africa. Why? To disconnect us from the land. And our time is up. I thank you all for watching. Subscribe to the YouTube page, Peep Game TV. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. And I love you like I love myself. And till next time, I wish you and your family love, peace, and happiness. Peace. Until tomorrow. Okay? Peace, peace, peace. And thank you all for your time and your views. Like I said, go to the YouTube page. You can look at AMPAC study sessions, or you can go to my Facebook page, Peep Game TV, live at 5, and check out AMPAC study session 132. And subscribe to my YouTube page, Peep Game TV. As I said, I love you like I love myself. Peace. I'm out.